Welcome to Broken Entertainment. So I wasn't planning to do a video again this week, but Brandon Sanderson came out with a surprise Kickstarter campaign in which he's like, "Oh, by the way, I didn't travel as much this year and had some free time, so I wrote 5 additional books." you know, we have some writers who struggle to write one. Okay. Some writers who take a little over 10 years to write a sequel to a series of books that was made on HBO into a TV show. His name is George. And other authors as well who struggle to write one book, and writers in general who take a lot of time to write one book. And then you have Brandon Sanderson, who, for fun, in his spare time while writing another book, wrote 5 books. And they average about 400 pages each. That's just crazy. Here is his Kickstarter campaign. It's already over $12 million, and it's going to hit 13 in a matter of probably minutes. Absolutely insane. Really nice project. So I'll show you that. And then I mentioned in my teaser on a couple of different sites that he has a secret and it's not what you think. And when I say it's not what you think, I mean it's not this. A lot of people saw his video and saw this release, and that was his big secret. And really there's 2 things I'm going to cover, and one of them is in this Kickstarter itself, and one of them is just more of a general conversation about Brandon Sanderson and his writing. So $12,795,000, just at the drop of a hat, went up today. In fact, does it have a time? No, a couple hours ago. So, over the last 2 years, a group of ideas wormed their way into my brain, and I found I couldn't let them go. Despite all of my other obligations, I had to write these stories. So I squeezed them in during moments of free time, crafting 4 brand new novels. I'm extremely proud of them, as each represents some new aspect of storytelling that has forced me to grow in an interesting way. Each also takes you to someplace new, original, and vibrant. 3 of these are Cosmere books taking place on new worlds, and the other one is something completely different. You might be asking why none of these have titles yet. Well, we thought it would be fun to keep those hidden for now. Some of you might want to receive these books with minimal spoilers and just enjoy them fresh and new without even knowing the title ahead of time. Kind of like going into a movie blind, never having seen the trailer, on the promise that's by a filmmaker you know you love. There is something I would absolutely never do. Just throwing that out there. However, I also know that many of you enjoy teasers, minor spoilers, and previews, so while we kept the surprise intact on this page, we're also going to be releasing detailed previews of each book. We'll be unveiling a new one each week through March on my YouTube channel, where I'll reveal the title and do reading from the first chapters. Our goal is to deliver these to you all through 2023, along with, for those who want it, a swag box of cool items relating to one of my already established worlds and concepts. Available rewards include books and swag delivered quarterly or monthly, which is that's just awesome. So here's the covers. You can see they are very shadowy, and you don't know what you're looking at, which is cool. All 4 books are being offered in 3 formats, depending on the tier you choose to pledge. Digital ebook available for download the month the book is released, a digital audiobook available for download the month the book is released, and an unsigned premium hardcover book. A regular hardcover and paperback editions with a traditional publisher are possible in the future. After this campaign is fulfilled, the premium version of this book might not be available again. Secret number 1. These are self-published. Here you have an established, very well-established author. And what has he done over the last several years? He has created his own brand, his own company called Dragon Steel Entertainment. And he started by kind of publishing special editions of his books. And they're pretty awesome. I've got some. And now he's publishing just straight up 4 books through Dragon Steel Entertainment. This coincides with an interview he did, I think, 2 years ago now, on a famous YouTube channel, where he was asked the question, If you were starting out now, would you traditionally publish or self-publish? And he said self-publish. That was one of the big points for me where I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. Because, and he gave a list of reasons that I won't go fully into, but among those, you don't know where traditional publishing is going to be in the relatively near future, and you get more control over your work. So these covers are all by his cover people. He has cover people, he has editors, he has everything you need at a publishing company or as a self-published author to get published. And this is kind of under the radar. I don't think a lot of people are really thinking about this. But here you have him just saying, you know what? I wrote these books. I'm just going to publish them. Now, I'm sure they'll go through traditional publishing later on. But that's a pretty big deal to me. When a major author says, you know what? I'm going to self-publish these 4 books that I wrote. I'm going to go through my own in-house process and publish them. And I think it's the beginning, the very fringe beginning of a turning point with self-published books where people eventually are going to stop looking at them as, oh, you couldn't make it traditionally published, so you just kind of pooped it out there on the internet and there it is. This is a big deal, and it's very understated. It's not even really highlighted here, except when he says, while regular hardcover and paperback editions with traditional publisher are possible sometime in the future, he hasn't even contacted them. This is a big deal. And you're going to see more of this going forward. There's other authors that are doing something similar to this. Christopher Rocchio has published traditionally for most of his career, and now he's self-publishing some short stuff. So instead of people self-publishing and then hoping to turn that into a ticket to be traditionally published, now they're being traditionally published and going into self-publishing. That tells you a lot about what self-publishing has to offer versus what traditional publishing is demanding. So these premium hardcover books are collectible above your standard hardcover. Each one will be roughly 400 pages long, about the same depth and height as our leather-bound books. Printed on FSC certified off-white acid-free paper. These are really good quality books. I've got The Way of Kings, leather-bound. Awesome job. Each book will feature 1 to 4 color interior illustrations, along with design end papers and chapter headers, all commissioned specifically for this project. Each shipment also includes a theme sticker and a cool sparkly bookmark. So, the Year of Sanderson in January, you'll get secret book number 1, then you'll get some swag boxes, and then secret book number 2 in April, some swag boxes, and then July secret books 3, and October secret book 4 with swag boxes after each one. Beyond these epic books in physical and digital formats, we're offering a monthly swag box. For the 8th month, you will not be receiving a new book. Themed swag boxes will be shipped to you each month and will contain at least 3 items, 1 featured item and 2 supporting items. Some boxes may include clothing items such as a t-shirt. In your backer's kit survey, you will be asked your shirt size. Okay, so $40 quarterly ebooks. That's pretty awesome. It's not $40 for 1 book. That's $40 for 4 books. $60 for the quarterly audio, which also gives you the ebooks again. So you're not just paying for $60 for 4 audiobooks. You're also getting the 4 ebooks. And then the $160 option. So here's one I wish he would have put on here, but I don't see. Okay, well, so the $160 option is quarterly books, premium hardcover, and the ebook to go with it. I kind of wish he had done one without the ebook at a little cheaper price, but given the price difference between the $40 and $60 range, I don't think it was saved all that much, so probably not that big a deal. And then you get all formats for $220, a Year of Sanderson ebook for $360, a Year of Sanderson audiobook, and the Year of Sanderson stuff gives you the swag boxes, and on and on and on. Shipping costs $10 per shipment. Domestic, international is $140. A year of Sanderson's $120 and $420 respectively. Now, here's the second secret. So the thing about Brandon Sanderson is, he's a very neutral person. He's a fence sitter. And that's because he's trying to sell to the widest margin possible. He's trying to be that nice author personality you can go to and talk to online. You can go see it at YouTube. You can go see it at conventions and stuff without getting into politics. I think that's fine. That's great, really. But I had a question when I was looking at the shipping, and it was answered. I had to reread it several times. So again, this is for a previous one. Unfortunately, cannot ship everywhere. Currently, countries available. I'll spare you the full list. Russia. And if we look down here, you get United Kingdom, United States, Hong Kong, Cyprus, European Union in general. Some of you have asked specific countries have been a bit harder for us to ship to in the past. We've done research into how to make this happen. We wish shipping was cheaper, and then they give a list here of Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, India, Mexico, Peru, etc. Alright, now, back to here. We are unfortunately cannot ship everywhere. Currently, there are the countries we can ship to. So here's the European Union, and we go through and we go down the list to Mexico, New Zealand, Norway, Peru, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand, Timor-Leste, Turkey, Ukraine, not on the list previously, and I'm curious as to how, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, United States. Russia's not on this list, so he's not come out and said anything. And I haven't either. I'm not going to come out and do a big thing on Russia and Ukraine, and the reason for that is simple. I want to leave that kind of stuff off of my channel. I certainly have opinions about it. You can probably figure out what they are based on what I'm saying now. But I don't want to go into that kind of stuff. I want to keep this channel about the things it's about. And there's plenty of really good channels if you're worried about keeping up on that stuff as well, that you can find on YouTube. Not a big deal. But to just quietly drop Russia and replace it with Ukraine now could be coincidental, but that's an awfully big coincidence. You know? There are ways of doing things and ways of saying things without saying them. And I think, I could be wrong, maybe it's just how things worked out. Maybe it's a big coincidence. But I think that's what's going on with Russia and Ukraine on this list. Because my first question was, is Russia on the list? It's not. And my second question was Ukraine on the list? It is. So then I went back and looked at the previous campaign. Oh, look at that. Russia's on the list. Ukraine isn't. It might be easier to believe it was coincidental if just Russia was missing, but Russia's missing and Ukraine is there. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but I really don't think so. I think he's taking a stand without having to stand there and talk about it for hours and put himself out there. And that's fine. There are things I have done personally as well where I'm like, kind of sucks, but... And I'm not going to bring those up on the channel other than to mention it here. But this is a big deal as far as I'm concerned. So, there's your 2 secrets. 2 for the price of 1. I'm going to put a link to this Kickstarter in the description down below. Just in case you want to add to his war chest up here. Right? I don't know if I'll probably end up buying it. I don't know yet. See where I am. So, let me know what you think about both secrets in the content or in the comments down below. If you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.